What's going on, people? I want to make a quick video about snake talk, about the forked tongue. We're living in a time when I believe that demons, or better yet, the bottomless pit, is now open. In the book of Revelation, it talks about where the angel would come down with the keys to the bottomless pit, to the abyss, and how demons are going to be freed. When you look at the criminal non-justice system of today, we're in times where all of the so-called criminals, the bad element, people that commit murder, people that rape, people that molest children, all sorts of crime and evil that was done is now released back in the population and protected. Not only are they protected, but the Democrats or the politicians are using them to fight this battle. The politicians are using them for a hostile takeover that we see taking place today. We're in a war, a battle between good and evil. Now, my mind goes back to the Garden of Eden, when the serpent beguiled Eve and said to Eve, "Did not God say?" In other words, you're not going to die, because God knows that the day that you eat of the tree, you become like God, knowing good and evil. And when she listened to what the serpent said, and she took a look at the tree and saw that it was good to eat and to make one wise, she had taken of it, and her eyes were open, and she gave to her husband. If we look at when Jesus, or Yeshua, was being tempted, he was led into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil 40 days and 40 nights. And the Bible said that when he was hungry, the tempter came to tempt him. The tempter said to him, "For it is written, God shall give his angels charge concerning you, to bear you up, lest at any time you dash your foot against a stone." And he was trying to encourage him or inspire him. Because yes, you can be inspired by demon element. He was trying to inspire him to commit suicide, telling him that God said. In other words, twisting the words of the Most High. There's other portions in the Bible where someone said, "Did not God say?" When that serpent energy entered them and they began to think and speak with a forked tongue. We're in times where, and I spoke on this in prior videos, where you can say something and someone that has no videos, no photos, can come back and say, "Did you not say? Remember you said this and that," when in reality you didn't say those things. They just took what you said out of context. And that's what serpent energy do. Serpent energy will take words that you speak out of context to make it sound like you said something when in reality you didn't say it. And we see that happening even when it comes to Trump and the whole world, or better yet, a great part of this country and the world is deceived. Because while everyone is cursing Trump and anti-Trump, I'm going to tell you something else too. And this thought came to my mind the other day, and I was thinking about this. There are always those people that will comment on a video, or if I post a meme, they would comment and say, there's no difference between Republican and Democrat. They're all the same party. They're both evil. And then they will comment regarding Biden and Trump. Now, if I post a meme about Biden being a pedophile and sniffing on girls, I mean, it's out in the open. You can see it. They would justify Biden and say, well, Trump is evil too. Well, what did he do to be so evil? Well, he did X, Y, and Z. In other words, they're twisting what was said because they're listening to the serpent's voice. They're listening to the fake news media. And then they say, well, Biden is the best of two evils. Well, if they're both evil, why would you vote for evil just to vote? The trickery behind that is when they tell you that there's no difference between Trump or Biden or Republican or Democrat, they're all the same. That's to sway you away from your choice and decision to vote. If you have Trump in mind to vote for, they want you to second guess that. They are speaking with a forked tongue. They are speaking with snake energy. And they're trying to convince you that both are evil, both are no good, and both are deceptive. So don't vote for either one. But yet, while you're doubting and changing your mind and saying, I'm going to stay home, they, on the other hand, those same people that tell you that there's no difference between the two and Biden is the best of the two evils, they themselves will vote for the party that's in opposition, that you're in opposition with. In other words, they will go and vote for Biden, although you presented evidence against him, but they would tell you that there's no difference between the two. They're both the same. But then once you doubt and choose to stay home or choose to steer towards Biden, they themselves will go out and vote. But yet they're trying to convince and persuade you to not vote Trump. Now, this is what's going to happen. Right now, there's a hostile takeover, and I spoke on this in past videos. This is a hostile takeover. I mean, it's real hostile because when you look at Trump rallies and you look at the protests, the violent protests, you have the violent protests, the demon seeds, those demons that was released from the abyss. They're now looting. They're burning down buildings. They're attacking innocent people. They're just walking up to cops, shooting them. And then they go to the hospital, block the emergency room entrance, and shout, "We hope you die." That's demon speech. That's demon or demonic energy. Who in the world would support that? These are the same people that abort their babies. And I say that any woman or male that aborts their child is a parent that will sell their child into captivity. And we see a lot of that happen today where children are being trafficked, human trafficking, sex trafficking. And a lot of those faces that they post in the media are black people that's doing it. The same people that's chanting Black Lives Matter are selling their children into slavery. They will sell their child for a piece of crack rock. They will sell their child for a few dollars. But yet they say Black Lives Matter. At the same time, they say defund police. Why do you think they want police defunded? Why do you think that they celebrate when police retire or quit their job? Because now it opens doors for them to be the criminals, the demons that they are. Now, I'm going to end this video because I'm saying things I really didn't mean to go this route. I read an article on yesterday, and I might make a video and show that article where Kamala Harris slipped up and mentioned the Harris administration. In other words, Joe Biden will not be president. They're predicting that he won't make it. So Kamala Harris will be president, which she will be a puppet on a string. The Democrats want the House, the Senate, and the White House. If they get what they want, those illegal immigrants, those will be their next voting base. They allow them into the country. They give them free health care. They give them what they want. In return, they vote them back into power. American citizens, primarily black people, will be kicked to the curb. Think about it. In 47 years, let's talk about Joe Biden, just Joe Biden himself. 47 years in office, and he's done nothing for black people. As a matter of fact, the only thing he did for black people was lock them up. Kamala Harris has got a track record of locking black people up. So that right there is telling you the foundation or the basis of their heart, what they really think of black Americans, especially black males. Keep you locked up. Keep the mother or the black women single parents. Make them think that they're empowered, that they need no man, that they can do bad all by themselves. But at the same time, keep them dependent on the system. That's how they want black people, because then that's guaranteed a vote, because they'll come with the same tricks they've been playing for years, for decades. And black people are still on the bottom. They still come with the same promises, empty promises, and give you nothing. At least Trump is keeping his promise. He told you what he was going to do, and he's doing it, even though he's got opposition against him. They're fighting because Trump is doing what they didn't do. Trump hit their pockets. They were pocketing our tax dollars. That's how they became millionaires and billionaires. But Trump came along and he messed their game up. So now they need their sleeping terror cells to work for them, to help them to stay into power. So if Biden and Kamala Harris win the election, because they basically don't have to do nothing. You don't hear nothing from Kamala Harris. Joe Biden has been in the basement. He's reading from a teleprompter, and the questions are pre-scripted questions that maybe somebody else answered, put them on a teleprompter for Joe Biden to read, because he's not thinking for himself. What you hear coming from Biden are not Biden's thoughts. The tweets that you see on Twitter are not Biden's tweets. They're someone else's tweets. Because when you hear him speak and then you read those tweets, it's not the same. So right now, You're being deceived. Satan deceives the world. See? And you are being deceived if you support them. See, this is only a warning for those of you that's planning on voting for Biden. This is a warning. This is the beginning of your destruction. Because right after the election, they're kicking you out of a high-speeding vehicle. As a matter of fact, I posted a meme of the Democrats kicking black people out. Once they get what they want, or once this election is over, they don't need you no more until the next election time. So you guys better wise up, man, because right now, this is the beginning of your end. You think things are bad now. Biden is talking about another shutdown. He's talking about another shutdown. If you think that you're miserable now, people are committing suicide, wait and see if Biden and Harris get into office. This is your last warning. This could be your last warning. See, you think you got it bad now. Let them get to White House. And then it's over. And once they disarm you, now you have no way to defend yourself. See, Harris and Biden has got a record of locking black people up. So now they love black people all of a sudden. And Biden's been in the office for 47 years and did nothing for black people. Think about it. So feedback, tell me what you think, but beware of the forked tongue, of the satanic speech when somebody's always, one thing the devil does is he either questions or doubts God's word. Did you not say? Did you not say? It's always questioning God's word and making you doubt God's word. And when I say God's word, you guys may not read the scriptures, but God's word is truth. So when truth is presented to you and you reject it because of that serpent speech or that forked tongue, then you reject God's word. You reject truth. So feedback, tell me what you think, subscribe, click the Cash App button, donate to the channel. Until next time, I'm fearless.